Hey everyone, welcome back to another gameplay session of Gloomhaven enhanced with Lego bricks. Today I'm doing the Temple of the Seer. Other than the Gloomhaven warehouse, this is probably one of the smallest dungeons that I've done. The layout is actually quite compact, so I'm curious how many rounds it's going to take to get this done. So my characters are currently in Gloomhaven. I've got 25 gold on the Spellweaver and 42 gold on the Brute. I don't want to buy any new gear, but for the Brute, since I have 42 gold, I think I'm going to spend 10 gold and donate to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak to get a Bless card into my deck. Actually, I think I get a couple Bless cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So from 42 down to 32. So Bless card is a 2x attack modifier. Slip those in there, give it a shuffle. Part of why I'm doing it is once you donate 10 times to the Sanctuary of the Great Oak, you open what's called Envelope B, which I'm curious what's in there. Plus the 2 Bless cards is good to have in your attack modifier deck. So I'm going to shuffle these decks. I had that out just for a test. I'll quickly go over my deck and equipment setups for both characters. For the Brute, for my ability deck, I'm taking the following cards into the scenario. Trample, Eye for an Eye, Grab and Go, Hook and Chain, Juggernaut, Leaping Cleave, Overwhelming Assault, Spare Dagger, Provoking Roar, and Warding Strength. That's the same as the last scenario. And for equipment, I've got Second Skin, Iron Helmet, Boots of Striding, Minor Healing Potion, and my newly acquired Mountain Hammer. So my Brute has a full set of gear, one for each slot. For the Spellweaver, my ability deck contains Fire Orbs, Flame Strike, Flashing Burst, Frost Armor, Impaling Eruption, Mana Bolt, Reviving Ether, and Ride the Wind. Again, that's the same as the last scenario. And for her equipment, I've got Iron Helmet, Cloak of Invisibility, Piercing Bow, and Minor Healing Potion. So I'm just missing the leg slot. While I'm thinking about it, I better draw my battle goals for this scenario. I always tend to forget this. Give the deck a shuffle. Deal 2 cards to each character. So for the Brute, I can pick between Explorer and Sadist. I'll pick Explorer. That seems like easier to do. For the Spellweaver, I can choose between Executioner or Purist. Ooh, I get 2 check marks for Purist, but it's use no items. Executioner, kill an undamaged monster with a single attack. That could be tough, but sometimes I get lucky. I'm going to go with Executioner. All right, that's the ability cards and the equipment for the characters. I got the battle goals. While I'm in Gloomhaven, I need to run another city event, so I'll draw off the top of the deck. Welcome to the marvelous and magic techno circus. The quattro with the top hat you met on the road greets you as you enter the circus tent. We always welcome our friends to come and see the wondrous sights. You wander around the pavilion for a while, looking at all signs for all manner of improbable creatures. Ultimately, you will have to decide on what to see first. Option A, go watch the dancing bear. Option B, visit the famed fortune teller. Fortunes could be good or bad. I can't see anything negative about seeing a dancing bear. Let's go see the dancing bear. You enter a smaller tent off the main one and come face to face with what is indeed a dancing bear. Its handler stands to the side, prodding it on occasion, while the bear stands on its hind 2 legs and shuffles back and forth. It is amusing until the handler prods the bear one too many times and the bear becomes enraged and attacks. You quickly jump into action and subdue the bear, saving the handler from getting mauled to death. Gain 1 reputation. And this card gets removed from the deck. So on my party sheet, I go from 6 reputation to 7. That concludes the town's business. I can now make my way to the Temple of the Seer. Along the way, I need to run a road event. So I'll take the next card off the top of the deck. The route to your destination is less direct than you had hoped, and you ended up taking a shortcut through a small forest. There you happen upon a family of deer. They are still a ways off in the distance and haven't noticed you. You approach cautiously. Option A, shoot at one of the deer. Why do I always have to shoot at animals? Option B, just watch the deer for a bit. I'm going to go with option B and just watch the deer for a little bit. You are enjoying watching the animals graze when an arrow flies out and hits the larger of the deer in its center chest. It bolts away, but doesn't make it very far before collapsing. Then you see a large inox emerge from the brush and turn toward you. I thought you were going to do something stupid there for a second. Thanks for not scaring away my quarry. Allow me to share some of the spoils with you. All start with bless. That's good. And I mean, not good for the deer, but good for us. And again, this gets removed from the deck. That means my Brute now has 3 Bless cards, and my Spellweaver has got 1. So I'm going to shuffle my deck again. Well, chances are fairly good I will get one of these blessed cards, at least on the Brute. Now for the scenario introduction text. You reach out to some of your contacts concerning Jixera's location and end up with an odd bit of information from the sanctuary of the Great Oak. They say there is a temple high in the Watcher Mountains dedicated to some unseen force that can answer any questions asked of it. Visitors must survive the journey and the trials that await inside the temple first, however. It is a tradition among the Order of the Great Oak to send its members on a pilgrimage to this temple, where, faced with the prospect of any knowledge they desire, they decline to ask a question, putting all their trust in the Great Oak instead. The sanctuary provides you with some basic directions, and you head off. While your path is clear, the way is anything but easy. You risk falling to your death numerous times as you scale the cliff up to the temple. Braving the harsh winds and loose rocks, you finally reach the top and head through the threshold into a large open foyer. "I am afraid I cannot accept visitors at this time," a disembodied voice booms through the room. "Please come back in 12 years. I may be able to accommodate you then." Before you can object, a group of massive stone constructs materialize before you. I know, the voice says. "You have questions, I have answers. Unfortunately, if you don't leave now, you won't have a head to ask the questions in the first place. You ready your weapons. There's no way you're going to climb back down that cliff with nothing to show for it." So the goal for this scenario is just to kill all the enemies, and there's no special conditions. My characters have arrived. I can start in any of these 5 hexes. Now, since the goal is to kill all the enemies, I'm going to go closest to one of the enemies. Actually, I'll put the Spellweaver in the back here. So I'll start on those 2 hexes. In this room, there are 3 normal stone golems. Now, these guys have a health of 10 and a shield of 1. But I can get rid of all of them before I open that door. That's a good thing. We are ready to go. Start of round 1. Checking initiative, my Brute has 10, Spellweaver 26, and the Stone Golems have 51. So my Brute will go first. Well, even though I intended on attacking Stone Golem here first, this is number 5, number 2, and number 4. The standees numbers were randomly placed. Based on the ability I just picked, though, I'm actually going to attack Stone Golem number 4 first. So I'm going to start with the bottom of Hook and Chain. Move 4. And I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And that movement was in a straight line. That allows me to use the next part of that ability card. If the movement was in a straight line, perform attack X, where X is the number of hexes you moved. I moved 4 hexes, so I can attack for 4. And right off the bat, I get the Bless card. So I hit the Stone Golem for 8. The Stone Golem has a health of 10, but it also has a shield of 1. So that means instead of doing 8 damage, I only do 7 damage. Still, 7 damage on the first hit. That's pretty good. But now I can use the upper part of Provoking Roar for an attack of 2 with a disarm. So attack of 2. Oh, and this gets removed, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out of my deck. Plus 1. Again, it has a shield of 1. So I will do, instead of 3 damage, I only do 2 damage. Still, Stone Golem is up to 9 damage. It only has a health of 10. Spellweaver's next. I'm going to use the bottom part of Impaling Eruption to move 4. And then the upper part of Flashing Burst, attack of 3 with a range of 3. Stone Golem is 2 away. Plus 0. Again, shield of 1, so instead of hitting for 3, I hit for 2. It only has a health of 10, and it's already got 9 damage, so that will be enough to kill the first Stone Golem. Now, I killed a monster, but it wasn't an undamaged monster, so I don't get my battle goal. But this puts the light element into the element table. Not a bad start. The Stone Golems go next. So their ability card says they can move. Their base movement is 1. But their ability card gives them a +1 to movement, so they can move 2. They'll go in the order of their standees, so Stone Golem number 2 will go first. And we got 1, 2, 1, 2. So focus target is the Brute. There's 2 equal hexes it can go into to attack the Brute. I like to randomize this stuff. So I'm going to say 1 to 2 it moves there. 3 to 4 it moves there. I'm going to roll a 4-sided die. 4. Now it's going to attack the Brute. -1 to attack. Its base attack is 3. So 3 minus 1, attack of 2. So hitting the Brute for attack of 2. plus 0. The brute gets hit for 2. Now stone golem number 5. Same thing, it can move 2. Focus target is the brute. Again, I've got kind of 2 equal hexes you can get into, although they're both equally far away. So again, I'm going to roll my 4-sided die and say 1 to 2 he goes there, 3 to 4 he goes there. 2. And that is the end of the round. Light goes to waning. There's no shuffle symbol. Oh, there is a shuffle symbol on the stone golem. No other conditions. Oh, I didn't apply the disarm to the first stone golem, but it didn't matter. I killed him right away anyway. Start of round number 2. Okay, I've got my cards. Card for the stone golem. Interesting card. Well, that completely buggers what I was going to do. So the stone golems go first with an initiative of 11, and all the stone golems do is they just apply a retaliate with a range of 3, which means if I attack them, I will take 3 damage. So do I even want to attack now? It might still be worth attacking. See, my brute is next. I was going to use eye for an eye to retaliate, but they don't attack. So there's no point using that card anymore. What to do? Do I want to attack and take the hit? Or do I want to just skip this turn? Oh, I still think I want to attack. For the brute then, I'm going to actually use... Yeah, I'll do that instead. I'll use the upper part of Spare Dagger for an attack of 3 with a range of 3. And I was going to attack this guy, but now I'm going to attack this guy over here because he's 2 away. So an attack of 3 plus 1. I hit for 4. Shield of 1, so I hit for 3. Stone golem number 5, but I take 3 damage from the retaliate. And I get an experience point for using that part of the card. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of eye for an eye then to heal myself back for 2. And that puts the earth element into the element table. Spellweaver now. I'll use the bottom part of frost armor to shield myself. On the next 2 sources of damage, suffer no damage instead. Now this puts the frost element into the element table. Now I'm going to attack, same thing, stone golem number 5 with the upper part of flame strike. Ooh, I can't. That is 3 away. This is only range of 2. Sorry, then I'm going to attack stone golem number 2. Attack of 3, range of 2, plus 1. So I hit for 4, minus 1 for the shield. I hit him for 3. Now the retaliate of 3, since I put my frost armor on, I forgot to put a token on there. Since I absorb that damage, I can move my token over, get an experience point for absorbing the damage. So not the best. I took damage from the retaliate, but I did a little bit of damage to these guys. End of round 2 cleanup. This is inactive. Light goes to inert. Frost and earth go to waning. Start of round 3. My Spellweaver goes first. I'm going to use the upper part of fire orbs. Attack of 3, range of 3, target 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to start with attacking stone golem number 2. Now this card is a plus 0 and stun. So I'll do the damage first. I hit for 3, minus 1 for the shield. So I hit him for 2. That's stone golem number 2. So he's got 3. I'll take these away. Put a 5 there. I'm going to get my experience points before I forget. Now the stun. Cannot do anything but rest. Remove at the end of next turn. So stone golem number 2 is stunned. Now attacking stone golem number 5. Minus 1. So I hit for 3, minus 1, 2. Shield of 1. So I only hit him for 1. This puts the fire element into the element table. Now I lose this card. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of Mana Bolt to heal the brute for 3 because he's within my range of 1. So he's back up to full health. The brute is next. I'm using the bottom part of Warding Strength to apply a shield to myself, and this will be persistent until it's used up. I will lose the card when it's consumed, but 6 sources of damage. That gives me a lot of use out of that card. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Leaping Cleave for an attack of 3. I'll get an experience point. I'll attack stone golem number 2, plus 1. So hit for 4, minus 1 for the shield. I hit for 3. Stone golems are next. Well, stone golem number 2 would go first. -1 to movement, so it can't move because base movement of 1 minus 1. Plus 1 to attack though, so it would have had an attack of 4. But it's stunned, so it actually can't do anything. So its turn is over. And now that its turn is over, I'm going to immediately take this stun off. Stone golem number 5. Again, base movement of 1 minus 1, so 0. Can't move. Plus 1 to attack, but since it can't move, nothing's in range to attack. So Stone Golem number 5 just doesn't do anything. So end of round 3 cleanup. Frost and Earth go to inert. Fire goes to waning. Stone Golem has a shuffle symbol, so to shuffle his deck. Stone Golems are tough. But Stone Golem number 2 only has 2 health left. So I should focus my attack on it. Brute, I have 4 cards. Spellweaver, I only have 2, so I should do a short rest on the Spellweaver. I have 4 cards in my discard, so I'm going to roll a 4-sided die to see which one to lose. 1, first one. I'm losing Mana Bolt. Rest go in my hand. Brute, I don't need to rest. Start of round 4. My Spellweaver goes first. I'm going to use the bottom part of Flame Strike, just for the base movement of 2. I'm going to move right to there. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Impaling Eruption. Attack of 3, range of 4. Additionally, target all enemies on the path to the primary target. So my primary target is going to be Stone Golem number 5. I'm going to go ahead and give myself my 2 experience points because I'm going to target 2 enemies. So I'll attack Stone Golem number 5 first. Well, maybe I should do Stone Golem number 2 first because that's on the way to number 5. Now, since this is a ranged attack and I'm right adjacent to Stone Golem number 2, I will get disadvantage on this first attack. So, attack of 3, I have to take either +1 or +1 with wound. Well, the lesser of those 2 cards is actually just the +1. So, still, as the negative of 2 cards, +1 is still a good outcome. So I hit Stone Golem number 2 for 4. It has a shield of 1, so I hit him for 3. It already has 8 damage, only has a health of 10, so I just killed Stone Golem number 2. Stone Golem number 5, this time I don't get disadvantage, so attack of 3, again +1. Hit him for 4, -1 for the shield, hit him for 3. He's already at 4 damage, +3 puts him to 7. This puts the Earth element into the element table, but I lose this card. Brute can use the bottom part of Overwhelming Assault, move of 3 and a push. Well, I'm only going to move 2. I'm going to move to here. I'm not going to use the push. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Trample, attack of 3 with a pierce of 2. Now, the pierce means I can ignore the shield. So attack of 3. 2 times. Well, isn't that just great? So 3 times 2 is 6. I can ignore the shield, so that's 6 full damage. It already had 7. Its remaining health was only 3, so that kills Stone Golem number 5. Well, that's good. So 3 monsters down. I now have to open that door. End of round 4 cleanup. Fire goes to inert. Earth goes to waning. Stone Golem has a shuffle symbol. Actually, Stone Golems are now gone. So I can get rid of the Stone Golem tray. Move these down. Now, I drew the 2 times cards, so I got to shuffle my Brute deck. Doing okay. Both characters are at full health. Spellweaver's running out of cards, though, but I have a plan for that. The Brute only has 2 cards, so I should do short rest on the Brute. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. I'm going to roll an 8-sided die. 3. So I'm going to be losing Leaping Cleave. Get the rest back. Spellweaver, I'm good for cards. Start around number 5. No monsters, so I don't need to draw a card yet until I open that door. That means my Spellweaver goes first. Well, I'm going to use the bottom part of Flashing Burst to move 4, but I'm only going to move 2. Go right between those 2 sets of tokens, and then use the upper part of Ride the Wind to loot with a range of 1, so I can loot all of these. Brute, I'm going to use the bottom part of Grab and Go to move 4. My first 2 movement will get me into this door. Now that the door is open, I'll read the special text. You open the door to the inner chamber, and more enemies materialize before your eyes. Flying red lizards, wailing spirits, and great terrifying bears that don't seem at all happy to have been suddenly transported here. So in this room, we have 3 normal living spirits, 1 elite spitting drake, 1 normal spitting drake, and 1 elite cave bear. 6 monsters. Oof. Now, before I finish my Brute's turn, I'm going to have to draw cards for these monsters. Now, the Cave Bear has an initiative lower than my Brute, so the Cave Bear just applies a shield, has a retaliate, and then a heal, but it doesn't move. So essentially, Cave Bear's turn is over. Living Spirit has an initiative lower than my Brute, but I just double-checked with the rules. Technically, I finish my turn first, and then the monsters will act. So that shield on the cave bear technically doesn't apply until after I take the rest of my turn. Well, I can move another 2. I'm wondering if I should or not. I think I'll stay where I am. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Spare Dagger. Attack of 3, range of 3. One of the living spirits is within my range. Oh, these living spirits have a shield of 2, but only a health of 2. Well, I'll attack living spirit number... This is living spirit number 4, number 1, and number 6. So I'll attack number 4. Attack of 3, 2 times. Well, sweet. So I hit it for 6. It has a shield of 2. So I hit it for 4. It has a health of 2. 1 blow. I killed living spirit number 4. I get an experience point. Well, that's helpful. Oh, and I revealed a room. So I got my battle goal. I'm going to put a token there to show that I've got it. Still my turn. I think I'm going to use my mountain hammer. Summon warrior spirit. I can summon the monster in any of the tiles next to me. So I'll go ahead and put it actually right in front of me. It does not act on this turn. It'll act on the next turn. I'm going to keep this down here so I know. So that summon has a health of 4, an attack of 3, and a movement of 1. So that gives the monster something else to focus on, which would be helpful for a little bit anyway. So next is the cave bear. We've already kind of gone over it. It's got a shield of 1, retaliate, so it doesn't really do anything. Living spirit is next. Now these living spirits can fly. Also in this room, there are 6 stone columns, an altar, treasure chest in the corner. We've got some money tokens in this corner, and 3 traps. And the traps are both damage and muddle. Muddle gives you disadvantage on your attacks. Now the flying monsters can fly over the traps, so they won't trigger it. Spitting Drake can fly as well, so really it's only the cave bear that can be affected by that trap. And my characters. So living spirits, their base movement is 2. Living spirit number 1 will go first, which is all the way back there. So it can move 2. Well, it's going to move over his companion and move to there. So living spirit number 1 could attack for 2. It's got a range of 2, but the summons is actually within his range. So it will attack the warrior spirit that I summoned. Plus 2. Well, that summon didn't last long. The warrior spirit only has a health of 4, so the living spirit killed my summon right away. Well, so much for that. So living spirit number 6 goes next. Again, a movement of 2. It's got 2 hexes it can move into. Now in this case, technically, even though moving to either one of these hexes puts it 2 hexes away, you look at the way the hexes are laid out, physically that hex is closer. So I'm going to say it goes to there. Now again, it has a ranged attack. So an attack of 2, range of 2, it's close enough to attack the brute. Plus 0, hits the brute for 2. Oh, but I have warding strength. So I get to apply a shield of 1, which means I only get hit for 1. Spitting Drake is next. No movement, just an attack minus 2 with a stun. So they just stay where they are, both of them. And that is the end of round 5. That goes to inactive. That goes to inactive. Earth goes to inert. This Bless card gets removed. No other conditions to deal with. Spellweaver only has 1 card left. So I'm going to do a short rest on the Spellweaver. Only 3 cards left. Well, I'll roll a 4-sided die. 4, so 1, 2, 3, the top card. I'm going to lose Flashing Burst. It's only 3 cards in my hand, but I know what I'm going to do with the Spellweaver. Brute still has a good chunk of cards. Start of round 6. My Brute goes first. I'm going to use the bottom part of Hook and Chain to move 2. I'm going to move to here. And since I moved in a straight line, I can attack for 2. So I'm going to attack, doesn't matter, Living Spirit number 1, I guess. Minus 2. All right, well, so no damage. And I'm going to use the upper part of Eye for an Eye for Retaliate. This is persistent just for this 1 round. Retaliate of 2. Who's next? Ooh, actually, it's the Cave Bear is next. -1 to movement, has a base movement of 3, so it can move 2. Plus 1 to attack, though. Its attack is 4. Eek. Well, it's going to move toward the brute. 1, 2. It's going to attack the brute for 5. Ouch. -1. Well, still hits the brute for... Oh, so it hits the brute for 4, but I still have warding strength, which gives me a shield of 1. I can consume a spot. I get an experience point. So that means I get hit for 3. But I have a retaliate of 2. So that means I do 2 damage to the Cave Bear. Cave Bear has a health of 14. Ouch. Next is the Living Spirit. -1 to movement. So I can move 1. Plus 1 to attack. Now the Living Spirit's attack is ranged. So they will move so that they don't have disadvantage on their attack. Living Spirit number 1 is going to go first. It's going to move away by 1. So it can either move to that hex or that hex. So I'm going to say 1 to 2 moves there, 3 to 4 moves there. 4. It's going to move to there. Now it'll attack the brute with an attack of 2 plus 1. So an attack of 3 plus 1. So an attack of 4. I have my warding strength that can consume another charge. So it'll hit me for 3. But I have a retaliate of 2. And again, I get an experience point for using this card. And the retaliate damage ignores shields. So these living spirits only have a health of 2. So that retaliate of 2 will kill that living spirit. That's a good trade-off, I think. Now, living spirit number 6 goes next. Again, it has a movement of 1. So again, it's going to move 1 hex away. It can either move to this hex or the one over the trap. So again, I'm going to go 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 1. So I'll have it move here. Same thing, it's going to attack the brute with an attack of 3 plus 1 again. Ouch. So again, 3 minus 1 because I've got another charge of warding strength. I get another experience point, but I still get hit for 3. But again, I have a retaliate of 2, and that retaliate of 2, again, kills the living spirit. And I forgot, for each retaliate, I get an experience point. I'm not sure if I already took that. I'll check in my editing. So the brute is pretty low on health, but now there's only 3 monsters left. Spellweaver goes next. I'm going to use the bottom part to ride the wind for a move of 8 with a jump. Okay, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to move right to there. That puts the air element into the element table. Now I lose this card, but then I'm immediately going to use the upper part of Reviving Ether to recover all of my lost cards. But I lose this card. Now the Spitting Drake is next. -1 to movement, base movement of 3. So it can move 2. It has a ranged attack, base range of 4 minus 2 on the ability card, so range of 2. So for the first Spitting Drake to attack the Spellweaver without disadvantage, it's going to have to move. So it can move 2, it has a range of 2, so it really only needs to move 1 to not have disadvantage. So monsters will always take the least amount of movement possible in order to attack their target with maximum efficiency. In that case, it means either moving into this hex or to this hex. Both are equally away from the Spellweaver. So again, I'm going to randomize this. Say 1 to 2 goes there, 3 to 4 it goes there. 4. So I'm going to say it's going to move here. Flying over the trap, because it's another flying creature. Attack the Spellweaver for an attack of 2 plus 1. But I've got my last charge of Frost Armor. Get an experience point. This now goes into my discard. So I block the damage. Unfortunately, though, I get poisoned and I get muddled. Now the other Spitting Drake gets to go. Again, it can move 2, but to get within range, it only needs to move 1. Oh, going back, sorry. The Spitting Drake had a starburst pattern on its attack. So that pattern would be the Spellweaver, and then the next 2 hexes, and then the 2 hexes above and below. So the brute was not within range of that starburst. Spitting Drake number 5 only needs to move 1 to get within range. So it's actually going to move. Again, it's flying, so it can fly over the stone pillar here. Well, this is a normal Spitting Drake. So same movement, but its attack is only base of 3 minus 2. So its base attack is only 1. Plus 0 hits the Spellweaver for 1. Same starburst pattern. I can't get poisoned twice. Same thing with muddle. Oh, the normal Spitting Drake does not apply muddle anyway. Just the elite one. Ooh, complicated. But that is the end of round 6. So that goes to inert. Actually, the living spirits are gone. I'm going to remove this. Bring these down so I can see them a bit better. That's inactive. This gets shuffled. The brute's in a bit of trouble. Air goes to waning. No other shuffle symbols. Eye for an eye is now goes to my discard. Oh, sorry. That poison is extra damage when attacked. So actually the Spitting Drake number 5, since the poison was applied by Spitting Drake number 2, Spitting Drake number 5 would have had the poison already active on me, so I would have taken another point of damage. So 2 points of damage on the Spellweaver. I'm going to do a short rest on the brute. I've got 4 cards in here. Roll a 4-sided die. 2. I'm going to lose hook and chain. Oh, too bad. Get the rest back. Start around 7. My brute goes first. I am going to use the bottom part of Trample for a move of 4 with a jump, and I'm also going to use my Boots of Striding to get an additional 2 movement, so I can move 6, and then attack 2, target all enemies move through. I'll do my movement here. I'm going to move through the Cave Bear, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move through the Spitting Drake. That's 5, and then I'm going to land on this spot here. So I move through 2 enemies. I'm going to attack the Cave Bear then first for an attack of 2, plus 1. So I hit the Cave Bear for 3. It's already got 2 damage, so it's up to 5. Now Spitting Drake number 5. Again, attack of 2. Ooh, rolling modifier. So Pierce of 3, another Pierce of 3. It's kind of annoying. So I could ignore this armor, but it doesn't have any armor. And then 2 times. That's a blessed card. Well, that's awesome. So I attacked for 2. The rolling modifiers don't really matter, other than it helped me draw the 2 times card. Attack at 2 times, so I hit Spitting Drake number 5 for 4. I get 2 experience point for targeting 2 enemies. Now I lose this card though. Now I'm going to use the upper part of Provoking Roar for an attack of 2 and a disarm. And actually, even though I could probably get rid of the Spitting Drake number 5, I'm going to disarm the Elite Spitting Drake. So I'm going to attack Elite Spitting Drake for an attack of 2, plus 0. So I hit him for 2, and I disarm. My Spellweaver's next. I'm going to use the upper part of Fire Orbs for an attack of 3, range of 3, target 3. Now all 3 enemies are within my range of 3. I get 1 experience for each enemy targeted, so I'm going to grab my 3 experience. Now, I'm muddled, so I get disadvantage on my attacks. So I have to draw 2 cards for each attack. Let's attack the Cave Bear first. Attack of 3. First card, plus 0. Second card, 2 times. It's unfortunate. That's a blessed card, so I can take that out. So the worst of the 2 is the plus 0. I still do 3 damage to the Cave Bear. This puts the fire element into the element table. Now target Spitting Drake number 5. Attack of 3. First card, plus 0. Second card, plus 1. So the worst of the 2 is the plus 0. So 3 damage to Spitting Drake number 5. It only had 2 health left, so that's enough to kill it. Now Spitting Drake number 2. Attack of 3. First card, plus 1. Second card, plus 0. So again, the worst of the 2 is plus 0. So 3 damage to Spitting Drake number 2. So this card is done. I lose this card. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of Flashing Burst for a move of 4. Now I'm actually going to move 1, 2, 3 all the way to the corner here on this treasure tile. Now it's the end of my turn, so I'm going to loop that. I'll get my experience points. The muddle comes off of me. This card goes in my discard. Now I'm going to figure out what this treasure is. Gain 10 experience. I get 10 experience, so I go from 112 to 122. That's the end of the Spellweaver's turn. Next is the Cave Bear. It can attack, but it doesn't move, so it's going to stay where it is. Now for the Spitting Drake, it could move, and it does have an attack, but it's disarmed. So I think it would just stay where it is. If a creature's disarmed, so I have to treat it like it doesn't have an attack, it would only have a move. And if it has only a move, it would move to get within melee range. It's already within melee range of the Brute, so it's just going to stay where it is. Now it's the end of its turn. The disarm can come off. Actually, I'm going to rewind a bit to the Spellweaver. At the end of the Spellweaver's turn, I'll use the Minor Healing Potion just to get rid of the poison. I can't actually heal, just gets rid of the poison. Okay, end of round 7 cleanup. Air goes to inert, fire goes to waning. There's a shuffle symbol on the Cave Bear. That goes to inactive. Get rid of this other bless card. Otherwise, no shuffle symbols, no other conditions. Everybody's got enough cards. Yep, we're doing okay. Start around 8. Ooh, Cave Bear goes first. Base movement of 3, -1 of movement on the card. So it'll move 2. So it can either go 1, 2 or 1, 2. I think it'll go this way. 1, 2. Focusing on the Brute. Now it's not close enough to attack anything. It had -1 to attack and immobilize, but it can't do anything. Next is my Brute. Well, I'm going to use the upper part of Overwhelming Assault for an attack of 6. And I'm going to try to get rid of that Drake. So attack of 6, plus 2. Well, that'll do it. Hit the Drake for 8. It only had 4 health left. I get 2 experience points for using that card. I lose the card. But now the Drake is gone. Just realized at the end of last turn I was sitting on a coin, so I get to take that coin. Now I'm going to use the bottom part of Eye for an Eye to heal myself for 2. That puts the earth element into the element table. And might as well use my healing potion, minor healing potion, to heal myself for another 3. Spellweaver is next. I will use the bottom part of Ride the Wind for a move of 8, but I only need to move to get within a range of 2 for my attack. So I'm going to go to... Actually, I might as well go into a coin. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move over to here, be on a coin. I lose that card. That puts the air element into the element table. Now use the upper part of Flame Strike for an attack of 3 with a range of 2, cave bearers within 2. And I can consume the fire element to apply a wound. Attack of 3 plus 1. I hit the cave bear for 4. So it's got 5, 6, 7. It's already got 8 damage. Plus 4, that puts it up to 12. And it applies wound. Wound means it'll lose 1 damage at the start of its next turn. That is the end of round 8. Spitting Drake is now gone. I'll get rid of this. That goes to inactive. Air and Earth go to waning. I don't see any shuffle symbols. No other conditions. That will stay on the Cave Bear. The wound can only be removed when the character is healed. 2 cards left on the Spellweaver. 3 on the Brute. I might as well do a short rest on both of them. So for the Spellweaver, only 2 cards in the discard. I'll roll my 4-sided die. 1, so I'm going to lose Flame Strike. The Brute, also only 2 cards in the discard. I'll roll my 4-sided die again. 4, 1, 2, 3, so I'm going to lose Provoking Roar. Start around 9. So the Cave Bear only has 2 health left and has a bleed effect. So I think I'm sitting pretty good here. Oh, at the end of that round, I got the coin I was sitting on. My Spellweaver goes first. I will use the upper part of Flashing Burst for an attack of 3, range of 3, and I will attack the Cave Bear. -1. So I hit the Cave Bear for 2. It only had 2 health left. That puts the light element into the element table. So that'll do it. Cave Bear is now gone. Well, I can finish my turn and the Brute's turn. So I'll use the bottom part of Mana Bolt, heal myself for 2. For the Brute, I was going to use the bottom part of Juggernaut on the next 3 sources of damage, suffer no damage instead. Doesn't really matter. But then the upper part of Grab and Go to loot 1. Loot in a range of 1. And there are 4 tokens around me. There's 1 there, 1 there. That's the end of the round and also the end of the scenario. All the monsters are gone. I'll read the conclusion text. As the last of the creatures falls, the temple becomes eerily silent. You call out, but the strange voice offers no response. You begin banging the walls with your weapons and yelling even louder, making it clear that you will not leave until you have answers. Enough! The power of the voice shakes the ground. I could easily kill you, you know, but normally a threat is enough to send you pathetic lesser beings scrambling. I don't necessarily like murder, however, so I will make you a deal. I will answer a single question for you, and then you will leave this place without further incident and never return. So what would you like? Great power? Great wealth? Or is the location of the necromancer you are hunting really that important to you? So I can choose between 3 locations, but one of them I already know. I already know Necromancer's Sanctum. It's either Shrine of Strength or Lost Island. So do I want power or wealth? I kind of want power. I think I'll pick Great Power, so Shrine of Strength. I'm going to mark the Shrine of Strength as being unlocked. We'll add that to the map here in a minute. Okay, some quick cleanup. I'm going to move this out of the way. Give myself a little bit more room. Let's add things up. Let's do the Brute first. Well, I got my battle goal, so I get a check mark. Reveal a room. I revealed the 1 room. I get a check mark, so I get another perk. Pick that here in a minute. My character is going to go back to Gloomhaven, by the way. Now, experience. This could be interesting. I'm playing on level 1, so I get 6 experience for finishing the scenario, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus 12, so I get 18 experience total. I had 127 before. That puts me up to 145 experience. Still not enough to level. I'm 5 away. For gold, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens with a conversion rate of 2, so that's 10 gold. So I'm back up to 42. Now to pick a perk. I think I'm going to add 1 rolling modifier Disarm and 1 rolling modifier Muddle. So add those to my deck. They'll be useful for next time. Quickly check if I had any other Bless cards that had to be taken out. Nope. Well, that's it for the Brute. For the Spellweaver, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 experience, plus the bonus of 6, so 15. Add that to 122, 137. For gold, I got 4 tokens times 2, puts me to 8, so I'm at 33 gold. I didn't get a check mark because I didn't finish my battle goal, so that's it for the Spellweaver. All right, move this out of the way, move this out of the way. I'll bring the world map over and we'll figure out where to go next. We unlock the Shrine of Strength. So for our next location, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we only have 6 unlocked locations. We've got Shrine of Strength, Forgotten Crypt, Necromancer's Sanctum, Infernal Throne, Temple of the Elements, and Magma Pit. Again, I'll roll my 6-sided die and we'll figure out where to go next. 2. We're going to go to Forgotten Crypt next. Mark that on my party sheet. Well, that's it. A successful run of the Temple of the Seer. I think I made it through that scenario fairly cleanly without a lot of mistakes. I never know until I do the editing. The editing shows me all the mistakes I made. Still made out with some pretty good gold, pretty good experience. Got an extra perk for the Brute. Guaranteed in the next scenario my characters will be leveling up because they're very close to getting the next experience point threshold. Thank you for watching this gameplay session of Gloomhaven Enhanced with Lego Bricks. Next time we will tackle the Forgotten Crypt. I'll see you next time.